ItthiJit Podcast, Episode 11. Today, we take a deep dive into Human Pulsecore Volume 1, the voice of subconscious healing, covering 10 deep tracks. Starting with album Volume 1, Track 1, Breath Mechanics. This is perfect for those battling panic attacks, shallow breathing from anxiety, feeling suffocated in tight spaces, or if you subconsciously hold your breath under extreme stress until your entire system crashes. I'm YARATA. Let's dive in.
Welcome in. Today we are taking a deep dive into something totally different. Because, most people hear healing music and they think of rain sounds or a gentle flute.
Yeah, something to just help you ignore the world.
Exactly. Something to tune out to. But we have this stack of research today on a concept called ItthiJit, created by the producer YARATA, and it argues the exact opposite.
It really does. It's not about ignoring anything. The data shows it's actually designed as a tool to physically force your nervous system to reboot.
Which brings us to our mission for this deep dive. We're going to stick strictly to the data and the structural breakdown of his two albums, Human Pulsecore and Mantra Frequencies.
Right, because YARATA isn't targeting the spa day crowd with these.
No, not at all.
The research notes show he's aiming straight at the self-improvement sector, the biohackers, people who want science-backed methods. The core premise is that sound is a biological trigger, not just a nice aesthetic.
So if you want to change your brain state, you don't soothe it, you engineer it.
Precisely. And the engineering here is split into two distinct phases. It's almost structured like a medical procedure.
Okay, so let's look at how the notes structure this. You have Human Pulsecore, which is basically the detox.
Yeah, and then Mantra Frequencies, which acts as the rebuild.
Let's focus on Human Pulsecore first, because the methodology is honestly pretty intense.
Intense is definitely the word. The documentation details a 3-stage sonic therapy structure, and stage 1 is literally called the purge.
Which uses a lot of distortion and raw, aggressive sounds.
Right, to drag out the negativity. It's like into a hot bath opening your pores, or even a cyberpunk panic attack.
Cyberpunk panic attack. Which sounds totally counterintuitive. I mean, why induce panic to cure anxiety?
Well, because you can't just slap a Band-Aid on a deep wound. You have to clean it out first. The purge phase mirrors your internal chaotic state.
It validates the anxiety.
Yes, structurally. Take the track Breath Mechanics from Volume 1. It illustrates this perfectly. It starts with these glitchy, conflicting beats.
Like gears grinding together.
Right. Exactly. It sounds like an internal panic spiral to match the listener's frequency. But then it moves to stage 2, the balance.
Where the rhythm stabilizes to adjust your mood.
Right. It forces the brain to sync up.
Oh.
finally, you hit stage 3, the epiphany.
That's where it shifts to these ethereal, clear sounds for rewiring. It feels completely weightless.
And it physically guides your breathing so you can take deep breaths again. It's a complete narrative arc for your heart rate.
And the aesthetic choices really support that function. YARATA strips away all the standard music tropes. There is zero EDM here.
Just pure depth. He uses what the notes call non-verbal human vocals, so humming and raw tones without actual language.
Because the moment you hear words, your brain's language center lights up.
Right, you start analyzing meaning. By avoiding language, the sound goes straight to the emotional center. The influence is more grunge and alternative for that raw emotion.
It's described as a cinematic and ritualistic structure. But here is the major catch for anyone listening who wants to try this.
Oh, the music tech aspect.
Yeah. If you are streaming this on a standard platform, you are probably wasting your time.
This is arguably the most critical technical takeaway from the sources. Streaming services compress audio. They literally slice off the frequencies to save data.
Which is fine for a pop song.
But YARATA's work relies on those specific frequency vibrations for the therapy to work.
So if it's compressed, the rewiring effect is ruined.
It's basically a placebo at that point. To get the actual medical-grade effect, you need the uncompressed WAV files, the master files. You need the full frequency range.
That is a huge distinction. Okay, so once you've done the heavy lifting with Pulsecore,
The purge phase.
right, you're left with a clean slate, and that's where the second album comes in.
Mantra frequencies. While Pulsecore destroys the negativity, this one refills and completes the mind to restore that balance.
Think of Pulsecore as the surgery, and mantra frequencies as the physical therapy. This album is structured around 10 specific tracks.
Each corresponding to a pure frequency. Plus, there's a 90-minute bonus mix for long-form immersion.
It's a complete system to ensure the anxiety doesn't just rush back into the vacuum you created.
One of our sources described the whole ItthiJit approach as a chef serving a menu of strange flavors specifically to kill germs in the heart.
That is a fascinating mental image. It really reframes the whole experience. It isn't passive listening.
No, it's a mental workout. Audio as a precision antibiotic.
So for you biohackers listening, the call to action in the notes is very specific. You need to search YARATA Ko-Fi or YARATA Ko-File on Google.
Yes, to find those high-res WAV files, that's the only way to get the actual intended effect.
It really leaves us with a lingering thought today. We've just spent this deep dive looking at how engineered audio can physically purge emotions like a drug.
It really flips the script.
It does. If audio can be engineered to heal us that specifically, what does that say about the unintended effects of the everyday chaotic noise we consume constantly?
We might be completely altering our nervous systems without even realizing it.
Definitely something to consider before you put your headphones on next time. Thanks for joining our deep dive.